Hello, I'm Jerry Fort, the beer review guy. Gonna do a revisit, for Trey Kelley. Wanted me to do a revisit of the Miller Lite. I can't remember actually when it was when I done the review of this. This one, it always tricks me because I don't like right off see Miller on there anywhere. Lite is the main thing it says on there, so that's like the first thing you see. You got to pick it up and turn it around to see Miller on there. See there? When you're not familiar with Miller Lite, you don't drink it as a go-to beer. You just don't remember it. I don't anyway. So this says a fine Pilsner beer. Ingredients is water, barley malt, corn syrup, some dextrose, some yeast, some hops and hop extract, and the corn syrup is used as part of the brewing process only. Miller Lite never uses high fructose corn syrup. That's good. That's good that they don't. Miller Brewing Company. Had it in the refrigerator for about, in the freezer for about 15 minutes maybe. I just put it in there when I got home. I got it today. Let's see. Try to use that trick they say. That helps a little bit. You push the front part of the tab down, which brings the back end of the tab up. If it has enough slack to do that. Oh man, that tastes really good. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me again. What was I going to say? I was going to read this. Inside is a fine Pilsner beer brewed with the highest quality ingredients. We use choice hops from the Pacific Northwest, as well as noble Saaz hops, and deliver more taste, aroma, and color with only 96 calories per 12 ounces. Oh, this just has a nice classic beer taste. You know, the kind of beer that I grew up drinking. Just smooth, crisp, clean, all those, those little buttons that describe these kinds of beers. It's hitting every one of them. Light to medium carbonation burn, light body, light sweetness. You get the hops. You get the, what was it, corn syrup? Must be the sweetened part, yeah. So the barley malt and the corn syrup, you get all that stuff. Just a smooth beer. Easy drinking. Yeah, it's really good. Let's see what it looks like in a glass. It's been a while. Nice, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Aggressive pour, but even still, only hit about 2 fingers of head there. Nice bright white, kind of frothy, little foamage. Quality looking head in there. I was just scanning scanning through Facebook just a little bit and come across a picture of my nephew that lives in, oh shoot, Idaho or California. Shoot, I can't remember where he is right now. I haven't really talked to him in so long. He's my oldest brother's son. And he's got this sweet looking bike. Looks like he won it like 2022. That's how often I look through Facebook and talk to people. Not very much. Yeah, I don't get on Facebook very much these days. Seems how in 2010 it was the demise of a job I had. I got fired. Facebook was newer around 2010, and I didn't know nothing about it. And I was just being silly on there, you know. Mentioned the company I was working for in a comment or in a post, you know. Saying silly things about my manager. You know, they were just silly joking threats. Everybody knows that I don't actually make threats to anybody, you know. But got back to my manager and then the district manager was brought in and fired me for it. It was a strange thing because that day was my 5th year anniversary at that company. That day, and I was having a pretty good day. And I got into an argument with my manager, and we made up, you know. But I just said something silly about it, you know. Everybody knows I joke around and stuff. At that company, I was decent friends with the district manager, and I knew everybody there. It's a property management company, and I was the painter porter there. I picked up, you know, garbage. I picked up stuff as little as cigarette butts. The maintenance man that I worked with, I was so meticulous about how clean the grounds were, the property that I took care of, even the ones that I helped out at. There was like 3 or 4 of them that every other weekend I would help out. I had to work on every other weekend or something like that, and I had to go to other properties and pick up trash in the morning. Took 3 hours to do all the ones I needed to do. But the maintenance man was a smoker. This is, like I said, back in 2010. He was a smoker, and he's not paying attention. He's just talking, you know. And I'm sitting in the passenger seat of his truck. We just got back from lunch, just talking, and he's smoking his cigarette, and then he rolls down his window, and I'm watching him like, surely he's not going to. Throws his cigarette butt out the window, and he looks over at me like this. You guys are me. I'm him. Oh man, I wasn't even thinking, Jerry. He opens the door and he gets out and picks up the cigarette butt and throws it in the trash. But he would call me the butt Nazi because I was all over anybody. Even my supervisor, which was over maintenance and painters, his name was Jerry as well. And I didn't really like him. He came there one day and he's talking to us. Well, he's talking to maintenance man and somebody else, or he just on the back of his truck, he's got his foot on the bumper and he's talking. He smokes too, smoking, talking to, the maintenance man, and I'm watching from afar, and he throws a cigarette butt out there on the ground, and he goes inside. When he goes inside, I go over and pick up the cigarette butt and throw it in the back of his truck. It wasn't lit. Excuse me, but I'm making him take it with him. That's what I'm doing. He can throw it on somebody else's property, but not the one I take care of. Made me mad. I've got story time with Jerry's that you should check those out. I think you'll like those. I have a playlist of 15, 20 of them, and I'm telling all kinds of stories on there. If you want to listen to some stories, something to do, go in there and binge watch them all. It'd be something to drink your beer to. Be like visiting with Jerry. I know some of you guys like to hang out with me. I don't know if any of you girls do, but I know the guys like to drink a beer and listen to me chat, like we're sitting across from each other. You didn't see me do that. I don't do that very often. Do you know what I did? Can you guess? Yeah, you're right. No, that's not what I did. No. Yeah, I shook a little bit of salt in there. It always takes me back to the old days when I do that. But that's all I'm gonna do. Just that glass, not my can. Tell you just a quick little sample story of something I believe I told in one of my story times, but same property. At that company, this property that I worked at's not considered a very big one, so there wasn't like a whole lot of grounds to take care of, but okay, there's this one lady. We had this one resident that had lived there for many, many years. And while I worked there at that property, she moved into a condo somewhere. She moved out. But she had lived there for many years before I even started working there. And her name was Margot Pole. But I was like in the first thing in the morning I pick up garbage, and then midday I'll go around and pick up, just do a little touch-up garbage pickup. Had those grabbers. Have you ever seen the grabbers? The ones I used was like aluminum green metal, and then it had those black pincers that could pick up a dime. They were really good. They're rubber tipped and stuff. Pretty good handles on them. But I used those to pick up stuff. I used those things for 5 years at that company. It's no wonder I got problems with arthritis. But anyway, so in the morning hours, I go around. I see one of those. Have you seen you've seen those little white things you get in the mail? I don't know if you get them anymore, but it says, "Have you seen me?" And it has like a child's face or an adult's face on there, and it gives the description of what they were wearing and where, when, and all this, all this information. On the other side, there's a tire advertisement or something. But so I picked that thing up, and I always look at the address to see who lost this. apartment 309. So, like Phantom 309. Any truckers out there know Phantom 309? So, okay, 309. Just made that up. 309. I don't remember what her number was, her apartment number. So they had, outside the apartments, they had these little clips that you could, where we put notices on for each resident. So I put it on there, right? It's hers. It has her address on it. It needs to go into her apartment, and then she needs to put it into the trash. Okay. So a lot of these people, if it's just garbage to them, they don't want it. Excuse me, they'll throw it on the ground, or they'll attempt to throw it in the trash can nearby their mailboxes. And if it doesn't go in, oh well, they don't give a crap. So yeah, the wind blows it around, then I end up picking it up. But this wasn't too far from her door. It's like when she got home, oh, I don't need that one. She just threw it and went up to her apartment. She lived upstairs. So I put it on her clippy thing. Is what I call the clippy thing. Put it on there, and then I go on about my business. And that was in the morning hours. I come back by later in the afternoon. I found it laying on the ground again. I was like, what in the world? What is going on here? I tested the clip to see if it was, sometimes they lose strength. They lose tension. Oh no, this one's tight. It's a tight one. So I put it back in there. And then I'm out, I had to pick up dog crap too, unfortunately. We had doggy dookie stations and stuff that I had. Actually, this one didn't. Actually, I had to just go around with a little shovel and check grassy areas for dog crap. So I was doing that, and I come around the corner and I look over there, and there was that paper again. The thing I just put back into the clippy thing already. It's on the ground again. I was like, what is going on here? So I pick it up again and I put it back in there. And then my day's over with. I'm going home. So the next morning I'm doing my rounds, picking up my garbage, and there it was again. It was in the bushes. No, it was tore up. She had tore it up. That's what it was. Tore it up and threw it into the bushes right outside her apartment. I come around there and I'm like looking over there. No, wait, let me go back. I put it back on the clippy thing, okay? It was just on the ground again. So I put it back on the clippy thing. And then later that day, I'm going out to the entry, picking up garbage, okay? The entry into the property. And we have, an inlet for cars and an outlet for cars. In the middle, we have an island of nice bushes and shrubs and stuff. So I'm up there, and I'm looking in the bushes, and I pick it up, and I'm like, you got to be kidding me. On her way out that day, she took it with her, and she made it a point to throw it out her window into the bushes. So that's okay. It's been a while, so I'm having to remember this. So then I took it back. She probably thought this thing was haunting her, but I took it back to her apartment and I put it back on her clippy thing. I'm like, you're gonna take care of this, And so then, like later in the afternoon, I found it and she had ripped it all up, okay? So, and I took it and I was like, I'm looking, there are all these little torn pieces, looking for the number of the apartment. Found it. I had a little stack of torn up pieces of this thing, about this big, And on the top stack was a number for apartment. And I took all that and I put that little pile of tore up pieces into her clippy thing. I put it back in there. And I was like, she ain't getting away with this crap. So, yeah, I think later on, she, I can't remember if she took care of it, if she just took it out, threw it on the front. I ain't gonna pick up all those pieces again. I was making my point. That was the thing. I think I talked to her about it later on. I was like, well, what are you doing? I mean, I was, you know, what's the word? I knew her pretty good. I mean, I talked to her before. She's usually pretty nice, you know, but she didn't want to take care of that piece of garbage she threw out there, making me mad. She knew what I did. I'm the porter. I pick up garbage. You're throwing that out there for me to pick up for no reason at all? Well, that get me hot. Oh, I've had some other incidents happen. Okay, cigarette butts, right? Okay. When new residents move in, and I would see cigarette butts that I don't recognize. I'll look at the brand on the cigarette butt if it's got one. I don't recognize that brand for this area. These new people that just moved in, they're smokers, okay? So what I do is, my manager loved this idea. I get little buckets. I bought these little silver buckets with handles on them, and I'd get some sand, and I'd put it in there, and I'd put the little bucket of sand outside their door, right? And I'd pick up all their cigarette butts except for one, and I'd stick it right in the center of the bucket, showing them this is what it's for. This was a courtesy. Okay. Later on, even in the newsletter, they put that Jerry picks up all the cigarette butts and he will empty your cigarette butt pails every day. And that's what I did. I'd clean it out and make sure it was right there for him. Well, I did this for a new move-in, and I think it was in the morning hours. And I also had to put, you know, late notices on the clippy things for people and other information. So I'm walking my rounds, you know, walking around, doing that, putting them on all the apartments that need them. And after that morning of putting them out of pail, I come back around and I look and I'm like, where's the pail at? I have had that some people have taken them into their apartments to use them as like an ashtray. Well, that's all good and well, but I don't want to see any cigarette butts outside your door. That starts getting me irritated. So anyway, when I saw that it was missing, my first instinct is to look in the dumpster nearby their apartment. And guess where I found that pail of sand? Into the dumpster. They just threw it out there in the dumpster. Talk about get me lit up, man. I was very mad. Very mad. I got that out of the dumpster and I put it back outside their door. Next day, they had done it again. So I wrote them a note. I said, I see that you don't appreciate the pail I put outside your door. I'll let my manager know that you don't want it out there, or something like that. And signed the porter. And I went and told my manager about it, that I did that. She about hit the roof. She says, Jerry, you didn't. I said, yeah, I did. She says, go get it off of their clippy thing. Hurry. I was like, it's too late. They already took it off of there. She said, oh my God, don't ever do that. I was really surprised. I didn't know I was gonna get this reaction. And I was like, she says, you know, they're gonna call corporate. They're gonna call corporate and I'm gonna get in trouble for it. And she says, and you know, Dookie rolls downhill. So don't ever do that. I felt I got a verbal spanking pretty much, you know. But I don't know. I think I got so much pride in my work that I take things very seriously, and this bee, it's a little yellow jacket. Yeah, it's a little yellow jacket. He likes this beer. Let's see if I can get him over here. Can you guys see him? On the edge of the glass? But you can't have my can. So anyway, son just got home. Yeah, so sometimes I don't think logically. I just kind of act first. Back then I was worse than I am now, but anyway, there's some stories for you. Just a little chat while I drink this beer for Trey, and hope you enjoyed this review chat, Trey. Thanks for the suggestion, and thank you all for watching, and I appreciate it, and we'll see you on the next one. You guys check out my playlist of the Story Time with Jerry. You might enjoy those. I always bring it up, but nobody ever says anything that they're gonna watch them. Not many people anyway. Maybe 1 out of 10 says something about it, but I think you might enjoy it. Otherwise, I wouldn't even bring it up. See you on the next one.